Hi guys, I'm Carly with artificialplantsandtrees.com, and today I'm going to show you how to make a burlap wrapped wreath with an artificial flower and a pretty bow. I'm going to do this project today with a foam wreath form. I chose green just because I'm also using green ribbon and I wanted it to kind of blend in. An artificial flower, an accenting ribbon, and some floral pins. You can purchase floral pins pre-made. I just make my own out of florist wire that I cut to a 2-inch length and bent in half. We're going to do this today with a burlap ribbon, but you could just as easily do the same project using a more decorative ribbon, such as this pretty green wire-edged ribbon. It'll just give you a more formal look at the end. But feel free to play with the products that you're using to create a different look using the same technique. We're going to get started by unwrapping our ribbon. And we don't want to roll out too much at a time because we're going to keep passing this ribbon through the center of the wreath. But I'm going to start, this is going to be the back of my wreath. I'm going to put the ribbon in place, and I'm going to put a couple different floral picks right through the back of the ribbon and really secure this first piece because this is really the foundation of our whole wreath. Now this is going to be the back of our wreath form, so you don't have to worry about those pins showing a little bit. And then I'm just going to take my burlap ribbon through the center, wrapping it kind of tightly as I go. Now I'm keeping this back side up because I want all my pins to remain on the same side. I'm also making sure that my overlap here is somewhat evenly spaced around. And every 3 or 4, I'm just going to put another floral pick in through 2 layers, and that'll just hold everything in place for me. I'm just tugging and then wrapping. And tugging and wrapping. And then adding a florist pick. That one's sticking up. There you go. This is a great project for everyone from experienced crafters to beginners because it really is so easy to do and you can get such different looks just by using different types of ribbon. This is also a very inexpensive project. My spool of ribbon was $3.99 and my wreath form was $4. But if you go to a local craft store, you can normally get those with a 40% off coupon or another great deal. Alright, now that our ribbon is added the whole way around, we're just going to add our flower. And our flower's not going to be able to go through the whole wreath form just because there's so many layers of the ribbon. So I'm just going to stick it in kind of as far as I can, probably under the first layer of ribbon. And because I'm using burlap ribbon, there's holes already in it, so it's kind of easy to push it on down in there. And then I'm actually going to use a little bit of florist wire to attach it the rest of the way. I'm going to cut a length of that. And I'm just kind of running it in between the branches to hold it really still of the top of this flower. don't know if you can see that. I'm running it under this first branch just to really secure it. I'm just running it around the back of my wreath form and giving it a good twist. A couple good twists, actually. Then I can trim that. Don't worry about this exposed part. We're going to make a bow that matches and sits right under this pretty flower. I'm going to just make that sit up a little bit more by manipulating the branches a little bit. Perfect. And now I'm going to make a quick bow that will go with it. I have intricate bow making videos available on the Artificial Plants and Trees YouTube site, and you can feel free to use those. I'm just going to run through it quickly today. I'm going to leave a little bit of a tail. I'm going to loop this way and this way. It's just about making sure you have the same number of loops on each side. I think I can make one more. This last one, I'm actually going to turn under and make a center loop out of. I'm going to run a piece of florist wire through the center. That will loop around to the back. And I'm cinching it pretty much as tight as I can, and then giving it a good twist. Just adjusting a little bit. All right, that's going to work well. I just kind of tested it on there real quick. So I have a pretty little bow just made out of an accenting burlap. It's got 3 loops on this side, 3 loops on this side, and 1 in the center. And I left a little bit of a tail, and I'll show you why in a second. I just used a short piece of wire to cinch that in the back, but now I'm going to take a longer piece of wire to actually attach it to the wreath form. Just going to run it through the center like I did the last one. And attach it right below that flower. And turn it over. Just give it another really good cinch. And you can trim these down, but I'm going to leave a couple inches, maybe like 1.5 inches, 2 inches, because that tail that we created, I'm actually going to wrap that around the back of this to kind of cover up all that wire that we have going on. I'm just kind of eyeballing to see how long I need it. I'm going to go ahead and trim that down. Tuck it the whole way in, and then I'm going to use that leftover wire that I had just to secure it right into the florist foam, just like we did with the floral picks. Cut one more little florist pick. That's why I love making my own little florist picks out of wire, because if I need more, I just cut another little length, bend it over the top of my finger, and then I can go ahead and insert it right into the ribbon where I need it. All right, I have the back of the ribbon secured. I have my bow in place. I'm just going to kind of pull my different parts different directions and fluff this thing up a bit. And we have a beautiful green wreath finished with a lovely little bow. If you wanted to add tails to your bow, you could do so with another piece of ribbon, just like or another piece of wire, just like we did with the ribbon.